Hi, this is David with the Discount Dragon, and today we're going to be talking about clay, the oven-baked variety. And I have to admit that I am not an expert on this, so take it for what it is. So I have got a lot of different oven-baked clays, polymer clays, Fimo, Sculpey, Kato polyclay, a lot of this stuff. And due to laziness, I have not been using it up before it dries out. Also, sometimes I tend to buy things that are being discontinued or things that are on sale. So sometimes I get them in a poor state to begin with. Now, most of it's fine, but occasionally I'll get stuff like this where it's super dry and crumbly and totally unusable. This stuff is Sculpey 3. And I probably have a lot of bad habits in terms of dealing with polymer clay. One of them is I don't make a whole lot of distinction when I mix them together. So I thought I would do this video and talk about my experiences. So when I try to resuscitate the super dry, crumbly garbage clay, generally what I do is I will take it and stick it in a sandwich between two other pieces of better clay, like this, to start with. So I've got my little clay sandwich, and being a guy, I've got pretty good gripping strength, and I can just kind of squash it down and crush it down, and it crumbles, and it's not that great. But eventually you can knead it all together and end up with something that's pretty much usable. So I ended up with, in this case, I did 2 parts Sculpey 3, 1 part Fimo, and 1 part Primo. So I was thinking, okay, here's what I ended up with. It's kind of on the firm side, but you know, it is usable, especially if you get it kneaded up and warmed up a bit. So that is the end result. So you may be asking, how do you bake this, considering that I've mixed together 3 different products? So Sculpey 3 is at 50% dry and crumbly, Fimo Soft at 25%, and it's kind of semi-fresh, and then Primo 25% it is fresh. So the first one, Sculpey 3, should be baked at 275 for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch of thickness. The Fimo Soft should be baked at 230 degrees for 30 minutes. Do not exceed 265 degrees. And then the Primo, bake at 275 for 30 minutes per 1/4 inch. And what we've got down here, I tried to do some calculations. 75% of it needs to be baked at 275, 25% needs to be baked at 230. So it's a 40-degree differential. So I took 40 degrees, I did some math, came up with 30 degrees as the average, and then I ended up with 260 degrees for 22 minutes. Then, 22 minutes at 260 degrees. And as you would expect, when I tried baking it that way, what of course happened is I created a vortex in time and space. My future self came through and we battled to the death. Fortunately, I won. But I have to conclude that mixing different varieties of clay does result in an inferior product, and I recommend using it for non-essential projects or for parts that aren't going to show. So once again, space-time continuum could be disrupted if you bake your clay at the wrong temperature or for the wrong duration, so be very careful with this. And that's it for now. I'll see you next time.